He's like the king of overreactions. I think I'm gonna vomit. Clear it away. Welcome to the Weird Shit Podcast. This is Mike.
What up? This is Ryan.
This is Alex.
And it's that time of the year again. The time when we all come together as one people, love each other, spend time together as a family, and I'm speaking, of course, about
The
Star Wars
week.
time.
Oh.
Because
week
Star
of
Wars
December.
comes out this week,
What?
which is dope. I can't wait.
We'll see that shit like 10 times.
At least like 20 times. I mean, if there was ever a point in a year that actually means something to me and that I give a shit about, it would be Star Wars time.
I mean, do you remember the times when there wasn't a Star Wars coming out every year? I can't go back to that.
I can't
That
do
was
it.
last year, wasn't it?
No? 2 years ago.
Shit, I can't go that far. I know I can't go that far back.
I would fucking die. I would rather be dead than not have a new Star Wars movie
They stop
every
releasing
year.
them every year. I will kill myself.
I will literally die. Oh, great. Now the Illuminati's going to use that against us. They're going to, like, rig it so they quit releasing Star Wars movies before they assassinate all of us.
Release
They
that
wouldn't
shit
dare.
January 1st.
No! You fuckers!
Unacceptable.
But see, that gives you no time to see it. And then kill yourself.
Fair enough.
I would like 2 Star Wars movies a year.
Can I get one every 6 months, please?
Yeah. I don't think that's too much to ask.
I mean, is it? Like, really? I mean, it's such
yes.
a vast, expansive universe. You could make as many movies as you wanted.
Sure, we'll get some shit ones, but I'm willing to take that risk.
I've already got shit ones. I've already got it in my lifetime. I could deal with having a bad Star Wars movie.
True.
But,
No!
but I'd rather have more Star Wars movies, regardless of quality.
I need a Bosk film.
Boss would be incredible. It's like it would be like True Lies, but with Boss.
Just the exact same movie.
Yeah, the exact same movie. He's like tangoing with some Twilight chick who's like way too into him.
Yep, needs to happen. Like right, I'm giving him a year. If it's not out in a year,
If it's not out in a year, I'm swearing off Star Wars
I'm
for the
done.
rest of my life.
I'm done for like 2 days.
So I was wanting to do something
Maybe
special for Christmas.
A couple hours.
So I
Fuck it.
I spent like a lot of time looking up some Christmas stories for us. So today I got 2 of them for us to talk about. I got one, which is a murder,
A Mida?
and then
No, he said murder.
Oh.
yeah, it's pronounced
Mida.
murder. So I got 2 of them here. One is going to be a moida. The other one is the Rendlesham Forest Incident, which blew my mind
What?
because it's like a UFO sighting. Well, like encounter, I guess is a better word.
What was it? The Rendlesham Forest?
Yeah, we got Star Wars on the brain. Can't
Yo.
get rid of it.
Yo.
It's,
It's my life.
but like I just found out today. Like, I knew, like, the year it took place, but I didn't realize it was on Christmas. So I was like, oh, that's fucking dope. I'm gonna, like, fucking shoehorn that in into the fucking Christmas stories. So, the first thing I have here took place... I can't even find the fucking year for this. 2008. Yeah, it took place in 2008. My notes are super disorganized here.
Just like my life.
Am I right? Am I right, girls? At approximately
Wait, who are these girls?
whoever's listening, I guess. I don't know.
What up?
What up, yo, ladies?
Yeah, what up?
How you doing? So at approximately 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, because this was in California.
What does that convert to in normal hours?
It's like 3.
That's like 3 hours.
Plus minus 9er.
What time did you say?
It's like 3 hours 20. I think it's 3 hours 20.
What time was it?
It's 11:30 p.m.
Dude, that's late as fuck. That's like 4 a.m.
How does that equate to feet meters?
Yeah, how does that equate to feet meters?
I don't have the metrics here for
Feeder
feet
meters.
Feeder meters. Nope. So at approximately 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Christmas Eve in 2008, Bruce Jeffrey Pardo showed up to...
Pardo?
Yeah, Pardo. P-A-R-D-O.
That's a fucking awesome name. I feel like this guy parties a lot.
Probably. He probably did. He's...
Hey,
Pardo!
what's up? My name's Pardo, and I like to party.
My name's Pardo. I like to surf. I like to write poetry.
And I like to surf.
And I like to murder.
And I love bitches.
Tone it down. So this guy shows up to his ex-wife's family's place on Christmas Eve at 11:30 at night. He like knocks on the door and shit. They like answer the door.
They're all sitting around drinking eggnog.
Yeah.
Enjoying each other's company.
Having a normal, loving family relationship where they're all like
enjoying their lack of Pardo in their life.
Yeah, the lack of Pardo in their life. Celebrating because literally she had managed to divorce this guy the week before. So this guy shows up at 11:30 at night dressed like motherfucking Santa Claus.
Santa Pardo.
To their house.
Uh-oh.
Hey, what's up? My name's Santa Pardo. I like to party.
Is he like party boy? So he's just got like a banana hammock and then like a fake beard in the hat.
I wish so much that he was.
And he's just doing the party boy dance.
I wish he was, man. That would be well. I don't know. This is
did he flamethrower these people?
This is kind of crazy. So this dude,
I have a feeling that he did.
This dude shows up 11:30 at night on Christmas Eve. His ex-wife's family, with like 25 people, are there.
Holy shit! Big family.
They're
Catholics.
having like they're having
38
like,
kids Catholic.
Catholic.
38 kids Catholic.
29 kids Catholic, 1 Jew.
14 sets of twins.
Damn it, Loretta! So, he like shows up with a gift wrapped package, which contained the following. It had one handgun, 9mm semi-automatic, and a homemade flamethrower. And then 3 more semi-automatic handguns.
And he just gave the family this gift box?
You could say that. So
they
the
were
dude,
like, thanks?
like, when the door opened, the guy literally shot an 8-year-old girl in the face.
What the hell? That got dark fast.
She ran to greet him.
This is not the Pardo I remember.
What? He used to be so cool. He used to party all the
He used
time,
to
and
be
now
chill.
he's just murdering people.
The fuck, Pardo?
Fuck
Jesus
you, Pardo.
Christ.
So this guy shoots the little
She
girl.
was okay, right?
She is. She's okay. I wanted to let you know that
Yeah.
before you got too down.
I figured a
about
guy
this.
like Pardo has to be like a pretty shit shot.
A pretty garbage shot, right?
Oh,
So-
shit, what's that? It's a little girl.
He like
Oh my God.
he then fired indiscriminately at fleeing partygoers. Police speculate that Pardo may have stood over and pointedly
Did he scream,
executed
"It's
some
Pardo
of the
time"?
victims using the other handguns.
It's Pardo time!
He does seem like the kind of guy who would have been screaming "It's Pardo time" as he started like shooting people. So like most people got out, but he managed to kill 9 people, including his wife and her parents.
Yeesh.
Like so after that, he like walked around executing them. Still got the
Jesus Christ.
Santa suit on, right? This guy's a prick.
He's a little bit of a dick.
He opens up the package and he had a goddamn flamethrower in it. So he starts torching the house with this homemade flamethrower
Pardo.
that he had.
Okay, well, a homemade
Frame throw.
homemade flamethrower could be anything from like a legitimate flamethrower to a can of Axe and a lighter, I'm gonna need some more definition.
I feel like that is right up Pardo's alley.
Yeah.
That's he just got one of those gift packages they sell around Christmas with like 50 things of Axe and just tied them all together and like attached like a hose. It was just
like, hey Pardo, why do you have an industrial can of Axe?
That smell bad.
And it's about to smell worse. I'm Pardo.
Pardo. Pardo. Oh god.
Classic Pardo.
You guys ready to party?
So like
stick around. It's gonna be great.
Is it getting hot in here?
Or is it just me?
Or is it just this family?
Or is it just my casings?
I'm crazy Santa. Surprise, surprise.
And you get a bullet for Christmas.
Christ.
I bet you that's how the little
That's
girl
who they got
the
to
door.
see.
What'd you bring me?
Yeah, she's like Santa Claus, and he's like, yeah. He tried to, at least I guess he tried to take her out quick so that she wouldn't see the rest of it, but
joke's on him.
But he missed.
Yeah, but he fucked it up because he's Pardo.
So he just wounded her, murdered her family in front of her, and let her live to be horrifically
scarred for the rest of her life.
Exactly.
Both physically and emotionally.
Classic Pardo.
Classic Pardo. Fucking
God damn it, Pardo.
Bastard.
What was that like stalker movie that came out a couple years ago? And
Stalker.
The main character had a name like that. It was like Gordo or something like that. I wonder if they based it off of this guy.
Shit. I did read something that said that the movie like Silent Night, Deadly Night or something might have been based off of this, but I don't know if that's true.
I'm sure it wasn't Krampus.
Yeah, it's the Krampus. It's the Clumps Part 3. They finally snap.
It was, I think it was like the third or fourth Christmas Vacation movie. Had a plot
What if this was the plot for Bad Santa 3? Or Billy Bob Thornton.
He's
got to take down Pardo, the evil Santa.
If they ever make a fucking Pardo movie, he should be played by Paul Blart. Like the guy who played Paul Blart.
No, he should just be played by Paul Blart.
If being Paul Blart being Pardo,
exactly.
that'd be even better.
What was that video that we saw last night where the guy was singing Paul Blart? Like a seance? The fuck was that shit?
Yeah, that was fucking weird. I'm still trying to decide if I really saw that or just imagined it.
Is that real?
Because I was like, this is impossible. It's like Paul
and
Blart.
He had like
Paul
three
Blart.
different movie posters in frames on the wall. And then the guy at the end of the video looked just like him.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah, so like a lot of people managed to get out, which is good. But he like burned the house with a flamethrower, and apparently while doing that had somehow like burned himself. Like he melted part of the Santa costume into his own fucking skin.
Oh shit! Did Pardo eternally become Santa?
Yeah. So like the dude like took off as like the house burned. He took off in his Dodge Caliber.
That's what I pictured.
And drove it to his brother's house, which was about 30 miles away.
Who's his brother?
It doesn't give his name.
Ah, damn.
So like he like drove like 30 miles away while the house burned for like let's see, it soared approximately 40 to 50 feet and took 80 firefighters an hour and a half to extinguish. So this guy set that house on fire like a motherfucker.
That's a Pardo fire.
That's one hell of an Axe body spray.
This is the dangers of Axe body spray. This is your house on Christmas. This is your house
on Axe.
On Axe body spray. And so the dude goes to his brother's house. His brother wasn't in the home apparently, and he like shot himself in his brother's house.
So that was the end of Pardo.
Like committed suicide. Yeah, but like what's real fucked up is like they think the reason he like did it was because the like divorce had just been settled, and he like was gonna lose like a lot of money to his wife, and he was like, oh, she's blowing it all on drugs and massages and cars and shit, right? He's like, she doesn't deserve that money. And so the dude, like, kills her and her family, and, like, he was like, I can't afford to pay her that money. But he somehow had $17,000 in cash strapped onto himself.
Just strapped onto his body?
Yeah, like, strapped onto his body because he planned on killing them and then fleeing to Canada with that money. But after he got injured real bad from the suit, he was like, fuck it, and killed himself. So the dude literally had enough money that he could put $17,000 on himself on a fucking whim to go murder, like, this woman's parents, but he doesn't have enough money to just pay her in the fucking divorce.
It was just a payday loan.
Was a payday loan. Yeah.
Several payday loans.
I feel like if he really had money, he would have purchased a flamethrower from his local flamethrower selling establishment. So that's probably what led him to create his own flamethrower.
Not all of us get issued flavors.
Yeah.
Some people have to make their own.
Yeah.
I think there's a place in downtown called like the Flaming Richard. I think they sell flamethrowers.
I think you should go inside and check. I'm pretty sure the Flaming Richard would be a flamethrower selling establishment. It makes sense to me. That sounds like a good course of thought.
Yeah, they don't have any flamethrowers.
So yeah, basically what I read about, it was some dude in a fucking Santa suit with a flamethrower. I was like, that's weird. All right, I'll do that one.
Fucking Pardo, man.
I just like the image of him with that goddamn flamethrower is just so ridiculous. Like imagining like a dude in a Santa suit, like just torching this house. I was like, that's fucking weird.
I'm surprised there's not an urban legend about Pardo surviving.
I know.
With the Santa suit permanently.
You open
like
up your Christmas on Christmas mornings.
Like
it's just a fucking flame.
He's like that thing from Robot Chicken where it's like half Santa, half Frosty, but it's half Pardo. He's like Slayface or something.
Just like half of him is Santa, the other half is Party Boy. So it's like half a banana hammock.
Yeah, the dude was like an electrical engineer, which is apparently how he knew how to make that stuff. And like he had it rigged in his car, like the rental car he used, the Chevy whatever. He had it rigged so that when like the police tried to open it, it would set off a firebomb, which would burn all the stuff in the car. So like
did it?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, okay.
And so he built like a firebomb and a flamethrower. Like this guy like definitely paid attention in shop class.
She should not have pissed off Pardo.
I know. Like if you're gonna piss off Pardo, you at least gotta like lock him behind like a bricked up like wall or something, like a bricked up room. You gotta do something to stop Pardo.
You gotta like eject him into space.
Give him enough like cocaine and like 2 kegs of beer. And just lock him in a room and let him party himself to death.
OD on that shit. Classic Pardo.
Classic Pardo. And so that's pretty much it for that one.
Well, that shit was dark.
Yeah, dude killed like 9 fucking people with a flamethrower dressed as Santa Claus.
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas.
I'm gonna shoot a girl in the face. Okay, fine. Let's talk about it.
All right, let's talk about shooting people in the face. So now we get to the fun stuff, which is the Rendlesham Forest Incident. So the RAF Woodridge and Bentwaters in the UK are known as the Twin Bases. They're separated
Sorry, I'm
by an area of woodland called Rendlesham Forest. The 2 installations in Suffolk, southeast England.
These places sound very British because
I just said it's in Suffolk.
Yeah, that's what you said. But I mean, I'm just pointing out that they definitely sound like British towns. Like, it's just ridiculous how British they sound. I don't know.
Hello, Governor.
Hello. Welcome to Rendlesham Forest. Follow us to the land of make-believe.
What was that place's name? What was the place called?
Rendlesham Forest.
Rendlesham Forest?
Rendlesham?
Rendlesham.
It's Rendlesham. Rendlesham. Rendlesham.
It sounds very woody.
It's a very woody forest.
It's a woody name.
It's very woody.
I like the wood of the word.
The forest. Pardo.
Pardo. That's why I went to explain.
Existential dread.
No, it's tinny. It's a tinny word.
That's a tinny word.
Tinny word.
So, the Rendlesham Forest, basically is this area between like two different RAF bases, which is the Royal Air Force.
Okay, I was about to ask.
Yeah, I knew he would know, but I was like, I don't know if Palmer would know. So it's like basically the British Air Force, but they were joint bases between the U.S. and England. Basically, England was in charge of them, and we had our troops stationed there, basically renting it. Is how it worked.
Man, shit. No wonder we have so much debt. We rent everything.
Renting bases.
When are we gonna start buying some
when
bases?
When are we gonna own our own bases?
We need to start setting aside a little bit of money every year.
We gotta build fucking I already forgot. Next.
My grandpa built his base with his own
equity. Is that the word I'm thinking of?
It could be.
Yeah.
That sounds like a word. This is probably
build.
right.
Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go with it.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need some equity.
So, at this military base, 20-year-old American patrol sergeant John Burroughs had to like stand and keep guard at the east gate of the Woodbridge base. And this is like, it's on the night of the 25th of December, so it's cold as fuck. Like, he's standing out there like...
Nah, man. Global warming. It's hot as shit.
This is before global warming. So,
wait, when was this?
I think I said it was in... Didn't I say it was?
I didn't hear that part.
Oh, I apparently didn't give the year yet. Of course I have to...
Before global warming, what's that, like the 20s?
So this was in 1833? No, it's not really.
Oh, I believed you.
Yeah.
It didn't make any sense because of the whole British-American sharing stuff.
It's 1980. That's when it was. I don't understand how my notes got so fucked up this time.
Global? That's like the peak of global warming. The fucking Hairspray Central, isn't it?
I was just being facetious. I didn't know it was actually...
Yeah, well, don't do that.
Pre or post global warming.
You know I don't know how to be facetious.
Listen, buddy, I don't know what that means, but fuck you.
That's half of what happens. That's usually what happens.
So, yeah, he's out there. It's cold as fuck. Middle of England, late at night. And he saw something strange. These, like, weird colored lights hovering and dancing, like, over the trees. Like, in between the two bases. So he was like, what the fuck? Like,
man, they threw a rave without me.
Yeah.
Just here's a faint.
Just like Barney Hill screaming, please.
And the Dick Brothers.
Yeah, the Dick Brothers. It's just like a time traveler thing. And then, like, some dude, Jim Peniston,
that doesn't sound right.
joined him at the gate, and they both saw the lights. Peniston was a little older and had been working at the base for 2 years. He was 26 at this time, instead of 20 like the other dude. And he'd seen like aircraft crashes before and stuff, and so he thought that might have been what this was. And so they called it in on the radio, and they're like, hey, we think some small, like, aircraft might have crashed over here. And their boss is like, yeah, that's cool, go check it out, basically. And so the two of them, like, go into the forest.
Never to be seen again.
Yeah, and then we're promptly eviscerated by xenomorphs.
Oh, shit, I knew that was coming.
Is it in the article?
Merry Christmas! And so, they were told to go investigate, and they took a dude named Ed Cabansag.
Cabansag?
Cabansag!
Where are they getting these names?
They're British names, so...
They're gibberish.
Oh, but they're American soldiers, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Maybe they converted.
They converted
to British. Alright, you gotta add some weird thing to the end of your name. Your name just can't be Cottage. You gotta...
They all got made like
no, you said
dukes
cabin.
of something.
Your last name can't just be
now.
Dick Cabin. It's gotta be like Dick Cabin Sage. Dick... Oh,
Cabbage Break.
Sure.
Dick Cabbage Break. That is my name.
Dick Cabin
British.
Powers.
Once they converted, they could
Basil,
only...
that's the word I was looking for.
I need a British name. Powers, got it.
when they got converted to Britishism, they could only talk like...
So, how was the patriarchy?
God save the Queen.
Did you see those lights?
Yes. Do you guys have any
Look
tea?
over there.
Crumpets.
It's a very tinny word.
Crumpets.
Crumpets.
Such a tinny word.
Tinny. It's tinny.
Tea and crumpets.
So I see the lights. At this point, it's about 3 in the morning. When they were given, when Cabbage and the rest of them were finally given permission to go look. They
died.
They followed the lights as
Stepped
far
on a
as they
rake.
could in a jeep, and then ventured out into the woodland on foot. But as they got closer, they could see the outline of an object, and they were like, "Nah, that's not a fucking aircraft. That is something ridiculous."
It's a giant dick.
And Peniston recalled that the air was filled with electricity. You could feel it on your skin as we approached the object. And at this point, they were like all on edge. Even their radios like stopped working. And they got to a small clearing, and like Peniston pulled out a notebook and started like drawing like what they were looking at.
It's beautiful. I must draw you.
They like the two men differ on what the craft looked like,
That's
but
reliable.
both
Even though he was drawing it.
but both concur it did not appear like anything made on Earth. Like it's basically like one guy was like it's a triangle, and then the other guy's like it's a pyramid, or like it's like a bell shaped. No, it's an acorn shape. So it's like
It's isosceles.
yeah.
It's like a triangle.
So
no, you idiot! It's like an upside down pyramid. No, it's more like a funnel.
yeah, like it's like a tornado
It's
shape.
kind of like a Y without the bottom half.
It's clearly a rhombus.
It's a rhombus.
So it's like really stupid because like everyone's like, oh, their accounts differed, but they differed by like nothing. It was like the thing's glowing. You're like, you have a fucking light in your goddamn face while you're looking at it. Like some dudes might see the edges look more rounded, some might see it's like more pointed. So it's like dumb nitpicky. But I guess you have to nitpick somewhat when
Clearly-
it's a UFO.
Clearly, they're just seeing shit, and it's the Northern Lights and voodoo magic.
Wait till I tell you.
Definitely voodoo.
Wait till I tell you what the official line is from like skeptics and shit. I'm like, like guys that work at an Air Force base can't tell, right? So they're like, oh, this ain't a human-made aircraft. They said it was about 9 by 6 feet in size, triangular and composed of a smooth glass-like material with unusual symbols adorning its surface. And it sat there for 20 minutes. So they were just able to like watch it for 20 minutes. And underneath a strong bright light pulsated red and blue lights swirled around the edges of that light. So like it's a real bright light with two, one blue and one red light like swirling around and pulsating around it on the bottom of the thing.
It was a partytron.
Yeah, it's Pardo.
Some
That's
alien
how he
party
escapes.
bus, and there's just an alien peeing for 20 minutes out in the woods. Hold on, just a second, guys.
We don't.
It's just like this
Dude, how
giant.
much did you drink?
All of it.
Klaxor, get back in the ship.
You just made a pond.
We have to finish delivering these presents to the Earth children. Just, it's like
Santa's an alien.
it's the only way he could do it all in one night.
He time travels like
Because he's like an alien.
an alien. Like a cheater, yeah.
Like a
Just go
cheater.
faster, you bitch.
God.
Just
So, yeah, so swirling lights. Peniston scribbled in his notebook, drew the shape as best he could, but found it increasingly difficult to write, as if some strange force was weighing him down.
Gravity.
Mystery solved.
That without gravity pulls you down, it doesn't weigh you down. Wait, yeah, it does. Scratch what I said.
Yeah, I was about to say, but
Strike that from the record.
it's called body weight.
The time
body
is
pull down.
the time is 7:24. Make sure to go back and edit that.
Yeah, fuck you.
So, Peniston's notebook reveals his palpable sense of astonishment at what he was seeing. He
Fucking cheating over here.
says, quote, liftoff 2.45, no sound, no air disturbance, takeoff, unknown speed, impossible. So he's like, this thing was so fucking fast. Like, there's no way that's a craft.
There's no way.
Yeah, I've never seen macaroni move that fast.
Like, all three.
It's a macaroni miracle.
God damn it. They're from the Velveeta star system.
I know that ain't crap. It gotta be Velveeta. What?
No, I think it's from the Cracker Barrel Nebula.
That ain't name brand, that's for sure.
That's Walmart cheese right there.
The Great Value belt. Yeah, belts are a thing in space.
I mean, like, space gotta wear pants
You
too.
also-
So as you can imagine, the three of them were kind of reluctant to tell the fucking bosses what they saw. Like, they were like, did you see that? No, I didn't see it. I didn't see nothing. Let's just go back.
I ain't seen no alien.
How are they gonna explain being in the woods with as 3 grown dudes for 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Drawing.
Maybe they were just having a threesome, and the way they explained it was this alien bullshit. They didn't want to be.
Stick to the story, guys.
There seems to be something stuck in your ass. Right, aliens. It was aliens
My ass
that did
hurts. Aliens.
that did that
Mhm.
to you.
I think my ass is gonna hurt next weekend too.
It looks like a long, smooth shaft with 2 holes.
It's a Johnson.
Get over here. Look at this.
Wang. I'm sorry, I was distracted by that giant Willy. So,
Who knows?
on returning to the base, the men relayed what Peniston described as a, quote, sanitized account of the encounter to their commanding officer, Lieutenant Fred Buran. And they were informed that the nearby radar base had also reported
Raider
the
bait?
unusual blip on their radar. So, like, this thing, not
Just
only
one.
did it So, like, not only did these, like, 3, like, military personnel witness it, but, like, it also showed up on radar, which is pretty cool. So, like, the radar was like, yeah, like, this thing. I actually have here the radar guys gave readings for it.
He was moving at 17 times the speed of light.
So this thing, it was, it covered 120 miles in approximately 8 to 12 seconds. In the 15 years I was an air traffic controller, I'd never seen anything travel across the scope that fast. So I did the math on that.
Okay, good, because I was about to, like, ask.
So, yeah,
that's feet meters?
That's exactly why I did the math on it, because I was like, they're going to wonder what that is in English.
Yeah, we're going to need that in feet meters.
Yeah,
so,
I'm going to need feeder meters.
So, since it covered 120 miles in 8 to 12 seconds, I went with the longer one, which was 12 seconds, because I was like, that...
Should have done both. Fucking
so,
lazy.
What that ends up coming out to is 36,000 miles per hour.
Yeah,
that's how fast this thing moved. So,
did you show your work?
Do you want to check my fucking math?
I mean, it's pretty easy, yeah.
Well, then check my math.
Let's run through spell check.
Yeah, just run through spell check.
If it has the red line under it, that means it's wrong. So, yeah, they gave him the sanitized count, showed up on radar, and Buran submitted a typewritten report, like their commanding officer, which was dated January 2nd of 1981, and it confirms their sighting, so he saw it too. And Peniston said that it was out of the realm of explanation for him at that time. And so the lights had been reported to, like, the local police and stuff too. Yeah.
So it was aliens.
They reported it to local police, who showed up the next morning.
What up, police?
And like later that night, it happened again, or on the 27th, like the next day, it happened again. This UFO showed up. Only 20 hours after the original sighting, but it showed up, like, closer to the other base. And this guy, Laurie Bowion.
That dude has to be British.
Yeah, he was an 18-year-old airman. Oh, it's a chick. 18-year-old airman, Laurie Bowion. That makes more sense, being named Laurie.
Maybe not British.
She was
Convert.
on midnight
Converted.
shift guarding the east gate, and against the black sky, she saw a ball of orange-red light descend into the forest northwards of her guard post. Five of her senior colleagues also saw the lights.
How senior? Like 80?
They were like, it might be
See that? See what, dearie?
Yes, I saw it. I saw the show last night.
You're gonna have to speak up. Talking to my good ear. No? The other one was my good ear.
Nope. I was wrong.
I was wrong. That is my good ear.
Do I have a good ear?
So yeah, they saw it. They assumed it must be the Brits, like, celebrating New Year for some reason.
On the... What day was this?
The 27th.
Too early for that.
I know.
Clearly the New Year doesn't start till the 1st.
I mean, Chinese
At
New
best.
Year isn't until February. Maybe British New Year is just off by like 3 days.
I think British New Year should be July 4th.
Well, what? Knocked their ass so far back in time. Broke the time continuum.
The time is 7:31. Please edit.
The time is 7:32. Make sure to go back and cut this. So,
Do not cut it.
Scratch that. I mean, don't scratch it. Like, keep it in there. But, fuck it.
Jimmy,
Don't do that either.
at 7:32,
Yeah, who the fuck's Jim?
still cut that.
Who? What? Jimmy. Jimmy, no. Jimmy, what are you doing here?
Oh! Jimmy, put down the flamethrower! Damn it, Jimmy!
It's Pardo.
It's
It was
Jimmy
always
Pardo.
I thought you were dressed as Santa to bring us
You guys
cheer.
keep calling me Jimmy.
Instead, you bring only pain.
James. James Bardo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically
Chinese New Year.
they saw it again the next night. At that time, they got like an audio recording of like them describing their encounter with it. So they're like, "Yeah, this thing, it's about this big, glowing with this." I'll like post the link to the.
It's
to
a giant orange and red dot. He's going about 367 million kilometers per minute second. Feet meter.
It looks like a giant penis, the male reproductive organ.
Cock.
Oh, you guys seeing that? It looks like a giant Johnson. Get over here. You gotta take a look at this.
Dong. I'm all out of dong.
Hot dogs.
Sorry, I dropped
your
my
hot
Magnum
dogs.
condom from my Magnum.
Jimmy, the time is
It's
7:33.
There's no Jimmy.
I'm gonna need you to go back and clean that up a little bit for us.
Fuck is Jimmy?
So,
I'm confused.
so basically, yeah, like they see it, they get like an audio recording and stuff, but
Is it just static?
Yeah, there's
it's
this.
not a video recording. Yeah, it's like them going, "Oh, it's this big. Like, look at that. Look at those lights. Like, they're clearly like kind of freaked out by it when you listen to the tape. Like, I'm gonna post a link to the tape on the webpage.
It looks like
But
with a.
It's
and
huge.
two.
It's very clearly and obviously from.
Oh god, they're coming right at us.
It has a flag from. It's just that one of those. It's one of those Russian space dogs that like mutated from the cosmic radiation.
It's back and it's pissed.
And it's pissed. It like thinks it lands in Russia and just like.
It's like the original message was something like, "Quick, get on the radio and communicate with our captain." And it's just somehow mutated to the commies. Captain
Space commies.
Captain
killed.
Trump 2016.
Trump.
It's not too late. Yeah,
So
basically,
orange.
basically, there's all that,
Huge.
right? So they had like the audio recordings of it, and one of my favorite like ufologists, Nick Pope, who used to work for like the British government, he was like, "Yeah, these guys, like, I interviewed all of them, and they were all super reliable. Like, they were all like clean cut."
What's a youthologist?
Ufologist.
So like a guy who like teaches kids. Youthologist.
I think the
The study of children. He's a pedo.
studies them way too hard.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Like Pardo. Damn it, Pardo.
You're the best.
I don't think he was studying necessarily.
No. No, he was not. He set people on fire. That guy
Is that not
was
just-
so angry. Allegedly. He never
Allegedly.
stood trial. I'm just saying.
There was no evidence. He blew it all up. I mean, he allegedly blew it all
Allegedly
up.
blew it out. So, yeah, basically they were like, Nick Pope says they're all super reliable.
Wait,
like
that
the
guy's
people
name
who
is
saw it.
Nick
Pope.
Pope.
P-O-P-E.
Which Pope?
The Nick one. Pope Nick. Pope Nick, the extraordinarily British. That's his name.
You ball.
He looks like
Nick
John
Pope,
Oliver if John Oliver was like a super spy. Like that's what Nick Pope looks like. So like he's still
really imagine
he's
that.
still incredibly nerdy, but he's got like just that little like thing where you're like, that guy probably knows what he's talking about.
That guy fucks.
Yeah. So yeah, like it's basically like him and Stanton Friedman are like my two favorite ufologists. They're both really cool because they get like super into it. But like Nick Pope actually worked for the British intelligence before like now he exclusively talks about UFOs. But he was like their version of Project Blue Book is basically what he was. So like he went around investigating all the ones in the UK and going, nah, it's bullshit. Nah, that's like a plane.
Nah, swamp gas.
Yeah, swamp gas. Like that was like
Northern
his
Lights.
thing.
Neptune.
You just saw a mermaid. Don't worry about it. Not an alien, just a mermaid. Those are real.
But like
Did you not see that Discovery Channel documentary about mermaids? Shit's is real.
Really? Nice.
the thing that
Yeah.
the thing that skeptics say that like the that the UFO was though, they're like oh, it was them seeing the fucking lighthouse through the woods. Like that's what they said. They were like, oh, it's this lighthouse that looks like a tiny little pinprick in the distance that like the light is like scattering through the woods.
You call it a pinprick
and refracting off of Venus.
Fracking.
And like that is what is
I mean, is that not what they saw?
Nah, I don't think so.
They just saw the ghost of Christmas Pardo.
They saw the ghost of Christmas past and Pardo.
Yeah.
He's recording now.
And we're back!
And we're back!
So, news of the UFO sightings have by now reached the base's deputy commander, Colonel Charles Halt. And he was at a Christmas awards party on the base on the 27th when ashen-faced Lieutenant Bruce England rushed in and told Halt, "We gotta talk now. It's back."
Ashen face?
You said this guy's name, his last name was England, and they're in England? Is that what you said?
Yeah, this guy, Lieutenant Bruce England.
I'm out. I don't believe this.
Englund.
Like all the other names you said earlier, like, those are fine. But you can't be named England in England. I feel like...
My name's Jim America.
My name is Alex America.
I am Donald Sweden.
I am the United States of Tim. Tim of America.
So this Bruce England dude is like, we've got to talk now. It's back. And Halt was then a 41-year-old veteran of Vietnam and Korea. And he was like pissed off that this guy would come in and bug him while he's busy schmoozing with the bosses.
Well, he's probably just prejudiced against him for having an ashen face.
Yeah, that's true. He did have an ashen face.
He's like one of those like secluded tribes people from Tarzan.
Yeah. Like Jaimin Hansu was in, or whatever. That's what it was. It was Jaimin Hansu.
It was Jaimin. Yep.
In my mind, that's
so
what it is now.
Jaimon.
Jaimon.
My name is Jaimon.
New headcanon. So he was determined to find the source of the lights once and for all. So Halt personally led a search party into Rendlesham Forest, right? Mm-hmm. And Halt brought a 18-minute tape with him, like a dictaphone and an 18 minutes of tape.
What the fuck's a dictaphone?
Dictaphone?
It's like a handheld recorder.
Oh, okay.
It's a dick-shaped telephone.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking recorder.
Hello?
It's a dick recorder.
Hello?
Is this a penis?
I'm speaking into a penis now, aren't I? God damn it.
Testing.
Testicles.
Testes.
Testicles, 1, 2.
Just like testing. Oh, sorry. He should not have eaten that.
It's just so goddamn tempting.
Whoa.
So, as the men roamed the woods and out into a nearby farmer's field, Hulk can be described, or can be heard on the tape describing everything. He says there's like a red-orange light hovering over the forest. It's moving super, super fast.
Zipping around.
It has like has like two beams of light that it's like shining down and stuff, right? And it's like shining these lights at the two different bases, and his voice in the tape gets like, obviously, like he's excited about this. He's like, holy shit, like this is a real fucking thing. It's basically, you can hear it in his voice that he's reacting that way. And he's like, see it too, it's back again, it's coming this way, there's no doubt about it, this is weird. It looks like an eye winking at you. It almost burns your eyes. It's coming toward us now. Skeptics have pointed out that the light from the Orfordness lighthouse filtering and scattering through the branches may have been what the men were seeing. But these are guys who are like career military guys, and they can't tell like a lighthouse that's like miles and miles away is like not a fucking UFO.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna mistake that for something flying. These are Air Force guys. Like I think they can tell if something is flying or not.
Yeah, probably.
But they're like, no, it's lighthouse, bro. They were just looking at the lighthouse.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't think they were looking at the fucking lighthouse.
So, just like in the Burroughs and Peniston encounter, these guys were hampered by mysterious failures with their radio equipment. Their floodlights were fucking up too. So, like, basically their electronic equipment is, like, fucking up while they're trying to document this thing. But the tape is still going that Holt brought with him. And Holt took this guy, Staff Sergeant Monroe Nevels, with him. And they inspected the landing site from, like, the night before. And Nevels had a Giga counter, like the things that sense radiation or whatever, and he said he found unusually high readings around the 3 indentations in the ground, like where the 3 pieces of the landing gear that the other guys described would have been. What worried Holt, though, was the beams of light the object was firing towards the ground, because they had like these bases were possibly being used to store like nukes, like our nukes. So they're like, oh shit, like what is this thing doing to like the nukes? So Holt says he heard over his radio that RAF Bentwaters were also reporting light beams over their base. What might have been a curious distraction in the woods now looked like a serious security issue. So they followed the lights around for hours through the woods, and then the object seemed to break up into a bunch of smaller pieces and vanish. And then smaller white lights were then seen sporadically in the sky for hours afterwards. After this is where the cover up starts. So
a lot of people knew that some weird shit was going on by this point.
Yeah, like basically everybody at those 2 bases, like, had seen something.
Like, oh, you seeing this shit? Yeah, we're seeing this shit.
Nah, I didn't see it.
Except for that guy.
What are those 3 things on the ground? I feel like my sperm's going away slowly.
Does anybody else's testicles feel shriveled?
There's a napkin here with a message.
The time.
Message says, all our base belong to them?
Hey guys, is anyone else here experiencing superpowers?
What kind?
Well, my dick has turned green and swollen to about 6 times its normal size. I think I might be hulking
Lucky.
out. I just got cancer.
No.
So like, a lot of these people were like interrogated by the CIA for like hours. Supposedly, this one person, Adrian Bustenza, Sergeant Adrian Bustenza, claims they took him to an underground part of the base. He thinks they were probably CIA. and they interrogated him for like hours on end. And then Ed Cabansag, who had accompanied Burroughs and Peniston on the first night, he was ordered to sign a false statement that concealed what he really saw. Charles Gabriel, in charge of all U.S. Air Force forces in Europe, made an unprecedented impromptu visit to the bases and seized much of Halt's evidence. Unbelievably, Halt was then told the United States had no official interest in the incident. So they're like,
We don't
hey,
even give a shit about this.
they're like, what's that? Is that like a drawing of that? Give me that shit. What's that? Is that like your official report? Give me that shit. No, we don't care about this.
Oh, was that a drawing? Not interested. Garbage. B+
Garbage.
at
You
tops.
can't even draw.
Yeah, throw it away.
Nice stick figures, dipshit.
He's like, Tim,
Dude, you
incinerate
suck at
this.
drawing.
That's how little we give a shit about it. We don't want you to have it either.
I
We're
was
gonna
out of
just
toilet
burn it.
paper. Now I have some.
That's some really rough toilet paper. Plus, I think back then they were still using lead, right? So, like,
Asbestos.
you're gonna get it's asbestos paper with lead on it. His asshole's about to get cancer. He's gonna have ass cancer.
The only proper way to clean your colon is with good old-fashioned asbestos.
Hell
Oh, that's
yeah.
right.
That's all I ever wipe my butt with. That's for sure.
Asbestos and fiberglass. So,
It's the cancerous.
because of like the jurisdiction stuff between the U.S. and the U.K., like Holt didn't know what he was supposed to do. He's like, am I supposed to take this to the UK authorities? Am I supposed to take it to like my bosses? Like, who am I supposed to report this to?
Mulder and Scully.
And he was told to hand the matter over to the British Ministry of Defense, which is where Nick Pope comes in, because that's where he was working. He was working at the British Ministry of Defense.
The Pope.
The Pope.
The Pope.
The Pope.
And so, Halt submitted a memo, which is dated January 13th, 1981, entitled Unexplained Lights, and summarized the events of the weekend. And he sent it to the British government, but they were like, nah, we ain't interested in this shit.
The official reply was, how quaint.
Yeah, basically. They were like, how droll.
Indubitably.
So,
Perhaps you can stick that back up your ass where you found it.
Hell no.
so like, most of the people involved in this, right, like, they were like, alright, fuck it. I guess nobody wants to know, so what's the fucking point? And they, like, for them, that was basically the end of it, right? But, like, for the, like, people like Holt and, like, the people who had gotten, like, real close to this shit, they're like, no, it can't be, like, the end of it. Like, you can't just let something like that go. This is hugely important. So they, like,
Hugely.
Huge.
so they kept telling their story and stuff, right? Supposedly, life on the base got back to normal, and nothing was made public of it. There weren't any, like, and there weren't any false stories about, like, swamp gas or weather balloons or the planet Jupiter or, like, any of the normal stuff that the government's like.
They were just
Yeah, we
straight
all
up.
know Jupiter's not real. There's no
They
reason
just,
to make
like-
that up.
They just straight up ignored it. They were like, fuck it.
They were
Like,
just straight up suppressing that shit.
yeah, they weren't even fucking around.
I ain't gonna pay no mind.
And basically, it kind of disappeared like it was a fucking episode of the X-Files or something. Like,
They took it all the way to the Queen.
yeah.
She responded with, I don't give a fuck.
She went,
And
lol.
she responded with, and then spit acid in his eyes.
And then he died.
Twice.
But he's okay now.
Until it ended up being like caught up by a tabloid paper. Like a tabloid paper
good.
found the file,
That's,
right?
that's the reporting they needed.
So that's good. It's the UK's News of the World. And
Totally not made up legitimate News of the World magazine
And-
newspaper.
and they somehow got hold of Halt's memo. And they were reporting its contents and adding their own imaginative embellishments.
Oh, good.
Which is cool.
Dragons.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like, and Hillary Clinton was on board, pregnant with 6 alien babies.
That bitch.
Bill Clinton was
Leaking
crushed.
emails all over the place.
So yeah, like basically, kind of fucking like called into question the veracity and credibility of these fucking memos in the first place because of this fucking this tabloid was like making up new details and slipping them in.
And they're just like, no.
And so like
Is it true you were all abducted and had butt stuffed on you?
no. Well, a bit. A
wee bit.
So
A lot.
It was actually
It was a
quite
lot.
huge. It was massive.
a lot.
I'm actually still sore.
So, American airman Larry Warren had apparently been anonymously leaking stories about Rendlesham to the UFO community for years. And his account of what he saw, it would be very divisive amongst the other witnesses. Warren said that, like, Warren at the time was 19 years old, like, at the time of the incident. And he said it wasn't just lights or a craft the search party found in the early hours of the 28th. It was actual alien beings.
No.
But, like, all the other witnesses were like,
bit.
nah, it was a spaceship. But this one guy is like, nah, they took aliens out of there. So it's like...
No.
I think this guy is probably a disinformation agent. That's probably his purpose.
Wait, you're telling me there's a job to lie?
Yeah.
Dude, I need that.
Dude, it's like one of the top paying jobs in the CIA. Like, literally, you're paid to, like, spread things that sound like they're probably real, but, like, or just complete bullshit, or things that are almost true, but, like, just wrong enough that it makes people think the way you want them to think.
That's all I do all day. I don't know what is real.
I don't know things.
I don't know anything.
What is life? What is this cold ball on which we float through space?
Mars.
No.
Because
The other one.
they call it Earth.
Yeah,
but
you're
it's
good at that job
totally
already.
Mars.
But it was Mars. It's been Mars the whole time. We're just calling the wrong thing Mars. So,
we switched places with Mars, actually. That's why it died out.
Warren also said that he was interrogated by the Men in Black, and they had, quote, messed with his mind, possibly planting false or distorted memories.
That doesn't sound
And
good.
so instead of being like a well-documented encounter, it starts sounding more and more like bullshit because of like this fucking guy and like that
Ruining
tabloid
it for everybody.
Yeah, so
This
they're like
fucking guy.
This fucking guy over here. With
so
his...
this one fucking guy who's like, nah, like there were aliens with them titties hanging out. Like they were having like a kegger in the woods with these fucking
They
aliens.
have
Hell
5
yeah.
titties each.
What kind of aliens?
Every one of them had 5 titties. Like
Okay,
it was
where
like
where can I
a
find
pentagram of titties.
these aliens, though?
Like
Mary.
Are they good-looking titties? Like,
they are.
Yeah.
good enough. They only gotta be aight.
On a scale of I to
Worth it.
they
It's difficult to have bad titties.
I mean titties is titties.
Well, although
Titties
you do,
is titties.
there is like sometimes
Ryan,
where like the
2016.
one is like tiny and then the other one's like a big old titty. But they got things for that. Like you can do shit for that.
For sure, yeah.
There's like surgeries, or if you like your lopsided titties, like you can enjoy having lopsided
Ain't
titties.
nothing wrong
That's
with some
dope.
natural titties.
That's perfectly dope. So like, basically, this guy's like, "Oh, Men in Black fucking scrambled my brains," and people are like, "Whatever, asshole."
Barely.
So
We only put the drill in for like 10 seconds.
You
My
big
wolf
baby.
got fucking pussy.
ooh, them flashy thing me. We flashy thing everybody. We don't give a fuck.
My brain hurts.
My eyes have cancer.
My retinas detached. Big baby.
Pussy bitch.
Fucking bitch. So,
We could be interrogators.
so some people say that the whole thing is a hoax, right? Or that the airmen had a, quote, bit too much of the Christmas cheer. They meant they were drunk. Assholes. Or perhaps it was simply a mistake. And they actually had seen, like, the lighthouse or a Soviet rocket burning up in the atmosphere or something. But, like, there's been a bunch of attempts to debunk it. But the original witnesses, the documents, and the physical evidence all make it look like something happened. Like it looks like this is a legitimate thing that these people experienced, not like they just made this shit up.
Yeah.
And so,
a lot of effort went into making it look like nothing happened, so something probably happened.
yeah, like, right? Like I would think, like, these guys are, like, experienced, like, career military. Like, I think they would know an aircraft. Like, I think they'd be like, oh, that thing is flying, or, oh, that thing's a rotating light on a stick. Like,
Yo, that shit out of this world. I'm talking about them 5 titties, though.
Like,
if the military has no interest in it, you know something's going on.
Hell yeah.
I know. They're interested in everything. Like, there's no way they aren't interested in this shit.
Tell me you saw something in the sky? UFO?
Nah.
Where are you at? Like, what are your specific
Coordinates.
I will be right there.
So, I was on 12th and Mercer, and I looked up in the sky, and I was like, yo, that looks like a UFO flying up there. But it wasn't, though.
It was unidentified flying, and it was an object.
But it was just a crackhead in Christmas lights. He was screaming real loud, and he rolled off the roof.
I was laying on the ground. I thought I was looking at the sky, but no, he was just walking down the street.
I was very high at the time.
It was a Christmas cheer.
High on Christmas cheer.
Too much of the old nog.
So yeah, like, but basically this thing was verified by, like, radar, and, like, the commanding officer has, like, the audio tape of him describing it. Like, the audio tape is from the commanding officer of the base.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it's from some fucking flunky who, like, was like, yeah, I'm gonna record this. Like, it was, like, the guy in charge.
Yeah.
So, like, I would assume he was vetted pretty hard to be in the position he was in.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the radar operators all said they had it on radar too. Like, and there's, like, a few different possibilities that it could be. Like, people said that because it broke up into, like, white lights or whatever on the second night, they're like, oh, that was probably just, like, a breaking up Russian satellite, because there was, like, a Russian satellite that fell around then too. But
something like that
convenient.
makes a little bit of sense. But, like, the lighthouse makes even less sense when you look at the second night.
yeah, like, because it, like, breaks into pieces and, like, moving all over the place.
Unless they thought the lighthouse was the aliens, and they were just, like, shooting missiles and shit at it and blew it up.
Yeah, and, like,
Oh, shit.
We got him!
We got him, guys.
They just flew 200 years to get here.
But,
now
like,
you know in 200 years we're fucked.
Headshot!
Yeah, but that's like our great-great-grandchildren. That's their problem.
They're standing up there like, yeah, and, like, the mission accomplished banner, like, waving behind them.
Doing the double salute.
Job well done, boys.
Get a load of this, you freaking aliens.
Just have a giant picture of an ass. Hey, they're mooning us.
Not yet. Just start up the gravity beam. Fucking aliens,
That's
man.
it. Make Trump president.
You'll
Rig
rue
the
the day
election.
you crossed us. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Rendlesham Forest Incident. So, like, what do you guys think of
Aliens is
Aliens.
real. I don't know what else to say.
So, what I think happened is a
Mm-hmm.
unidentified flying object was cruising around, and they saw that the bases were having a Christmas party,
Mm-hmm.
and they wanted to get in on that shit.
Mm-hmm.
What is this?
But some dude was, had too much of the Christmas spirit. He started firing his automatic weapon at the alien, and they're like, "Oh shit, she's it!" And then the aliens, they tried to book it, but they like hit another UFO because they were freaked out and they exploded. So that's why there was all the lights and shit the second night, because they had a mid-air collision.
Okay.
So that's why we haven't seen those aliens again. They're all dead.
Why would they bring their entire race on 2 ships, though?
Because they were like, there's only a couple of them left because they're cannibals.
I was like, right, wait.
Wait, what? Like,
See you next time.
he describes some like cool like hieroglyphics and stuff he saw on the side of it on the first night too.
Oh, they were Egyptians.
Oh,
Like,
they were some of them Egyptian aliens.
Well, he described it as like hieroglyphics.
Hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics.
Hey-oh.
Yeah, he said it looked like hieroglyphics but it was like weird geometric shapes and stuff, like inlaid into the metal on the outside of the craft.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably like the gods that showed the Egyptians how to build pyramids, like coming back to check up on shit. And they saw like humans running around with all these nukes, and they were like, "Nope, let's get the fuck out of here."
No.
It was scattered because it was like, what the fuck is that?
Mm-hmm.
Did they make a fucking nuke?
What the fuck?
Holy shit!
We left like 10 minutes ago.
Do they know what that does?
That is bad.
I don't think they know what that does. Like, they just like tried to cheese it, and then we blew them up.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that being what it was. Like what's interesting to me though is like those hieroglyphics. Those have been on like several different UFO like close encounters. People have described stuff like that, like the Kecksburg UFO.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of that?
Mm-mm.
I'll do like a whole episode at some point. We could do an episode on it, but it's like the gist of it is it's this like acorn shaped craft that crashed in Kecksburg, Pennsylvania, and like it had hieroglyphics on it like that, like but what's really cool about the Kecksburg UFO is it actually looks like the Nazi designs for their time machine.
Oh,
Like
shit.
the bell that they were planning on making, which is really fucking dope. From like the witness accounts, and like these are witnesses that clearly wouldn't have looked into like Nazi time machines like as like a thing.
Everybody's looked into Nazi time machines at some point.
I mean, you kind of have to. Like, you got to be like Nazis. Did they have time machines?
It's like the first Google autofill.
What happened to my Jewish bears? It's like Nazis with time machines. You're like, damn it! They rounded up all the Jewish bears and they changed them into stains from steins.
That
I don't know
sounded
what the
more like
problem
you
is.
squished them or something when you said that. They turned him into stains. Like,
They probably did. They're Nazis.
Yeah, they're fucking Nazis.
fucking Nazis.
So basically, I guess in conclusion, fuck Nazis
Yes.
is the point I'm getting at here.
Yes. Yes.
So that's it for this first Christmas one. But we got
Oh shit! This is
another
Christmas?
episode coming up later this week. Boom! We're gonna go over anti-clauses, motherfuckers.
What?
So until next time.
Anti-Claus. Is that like anti-Santa Clauses?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
okay.
evil Santas.
It's like it's like your aunt who's so Santa Claus.
You know,
type
in the Santa
figure.
Claus, where he had that thing, like in the contract, the clause that made him have to be Santa. So, like, instead,
also your
an
aunt.
anti-clause is one that turns you into an ant. So
Whoa.
you gotta give, like, grasshoppers half your food. You, like, you gotta dig your, like, nest.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You know.
Don't act like you don't understand what I'm saying.
You know what he about.
To you. I'm speaking perfectly good English. Anyway, this is it for this episode. We'll see you guys later this week. Hey everybody, if you've got weird stories, we'd love to hear from you. You can email us at weirdshitpodcast@gmail.com. You can also rate and subscribe to us on iTunes or Spotify or any place where you find this podcast. We're also on Twitter at WeirdShitPod, and we're also on Facebook. We have a Facebook group set up. It's closed, so people won't see the weird shit that you're posting, but we will. We definitely love to hear from you guys. We'll see you next week.